All right, you know that feeling, right?
Yeah.
That wall you hit when you're trying to learn music production. You jump on YouTube, you're searching for that golden nugget of info. But instead of clarity, you just find yourself completely drowning.
Yeah, drowning in just this endless sea of tutorials. It's overwhelming.
Exactly. And often conflicting advice, from all sorts of different creators. Some great, some maybe not so much.
Yeah.
And there's no real path.
No structure.
Yeah, you just feel stuck, overwhelmed. And you're wondering, how do I actually get my tracks sounding professional? Radio ready.
It's super common frustration.
Well, today we're doing a deep dive into something that might just cut through all that noise. We're unpacking the Ultimate Music Production School by Pro Audio EXP. And our mission here is basically to figure out how this course tackles that problem. How it offers that clear path to make music that really sounds pro. Plus, there's a pretty unique opportunity around it right now we need to talk about.
Right. We've looked at announcements from Pro Audio EXP themselves, checked out details on a big audio plugin deal site, and dug into the course provider's own website too. And what's really interesting is it's not just about the course content itself, which looks solid, designed by real industry vets, but there's this amazing limited time deal happening. It makes this level of training incredibly accessible, like a rare shot at seeing how the pros really get those world-class results.
Okay, so let's talk more about this YouTube maze thing first, because I think so many listeners will just immediately get it. You search for something specific, maybe, I don't know, advanced drum programming.
Or like vocal mixing trick.
Yeah, and you get this huge dump of opinions. Some are brilliant, sure, from really skilled people. Others maybe less experienced, and it's all just thrown at you. No flow.
Totally. No curriculum, no sense of building from basics to advanced stuff. It's just random tips.
Sometimes they even contradict each other. And there's definitely no personal guidance. You're trying to transform your sound, but honestly, you often just end up more confused.
Spinning your wheels.
Exactly. Spinning your wheels instead of actually moving forward.
And that really speaks to the bigger issue, doesn't it? Information overload. Especially in creative fields. Free stuff is everywhere, which is great in one way, but it often lacks that curated, expert guidance you need for a real breakthrough.
Right.
It's like trying to figure out how a car engine works by just watching random mechanics fix tiny parts, versus having the chief engineer actually walk you through the whole system, explaining the why behind everything, not just the what.
That's a great analogy.
Scattered trial and error. It only gets you so far, To really jump up in quality, you kind of need that comprehensive professional roadmap.
So if that whole struggle sounds familiar, the Ultimate Music Production School is positioned as the answer, like a one-stop shop. And what seems really different about it, based on what we found, is the focus. Pro Audio EXP has courses on EQ, compression, all that specific engineering stuff. But this course, it's all about the actual production of music. For listeners who've already messed around in their DAW, tweaking sounds, this idea of focusing on building the song, from the idea to the final thing, that's what they mean by production. It seems key.
It really is key. Because lots of aspiring producers, they get bogged down focusing just on the sound of one thing, like, is my kick drum fat enough?
Right. Yeah.
But they lose sight of how it all fits together in the song. This course seems designed to shift that perspective. It covers the creative side, the composition, building tracks from scratch, crafting drum grooves that hit right, arranging keyboard parts, getting guitar tones that actually sit in the mix.
Not just sound good in solo.
Exactly. And using effects creatively, adding those little toppers, those extra bits that gives a track polish and character.
Ah, toppers. We'll come back to those.
Yeah, it's about moving past just having a collection of nice sounds to actually creating a finished piece of music that feels cohesive and compelling.
Okay, and who's guiding you through this? The instructors that really stood out from the sources. The main guy is David Wills. He's described as a 30-year industry veteran, 30-plus year audio engineer veteran. And his credits, seriously impressive. Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Phil Collins, Chicago, Earth, Wind and Fire, Diana Ross.
Wow.
You're getting training from someone who's genuinely worked at the very top across so many huge records and genres.
And that diverse high-level experience David Wills has, that probably means the course teaches adaptable production principles, not just like genre-specific tricks.
Good point. More foundational.
Yeah, which is way more valuable long-term, right? But it's not only David. The course gives you this behind-the-curtain look with other top producers, too. Like, you get to see Gianpaolo Pasquale break down his pop production process. He actually pulls apart a song.
Oh, clear.
And then there's Corey Lawson from Nashville showing how he builds a country track for radio. It really hits home that idea of showing you how the pros actually work. Not just theory, but real-world application from different angles.
Okay, so building on that practical, pro-level approach, the curriculum itself, how does it actually structure the learning? It's not just a random video playlist, is it?
No, definitely not. It's laid out as 12 perfectly designed modules. They build on each other, taking you from groundwork to mastery, as they put it.
So real progression.
Precisely. That structure is what combats the chaos of just searching online randomly. You start with fundamentals like arranging, understanding common song structures, how to build emotional arcs in your track.
Okay.
Then you dive deep into the individual instruments, producing drum beds, getting realistic guitar amp sounds, how to voice keyboard patches properly using MIDI. They even cover using MIDI effects like chord helpers, which can be super useful.
Right, practical tools.
Yeah. And vocals, too. It goes beyond just basic tuning. It shows you when to use subtle auto-tune, maybe for style, versus when you need really transparent correction. That's a nuance of and missing free tutorials.
Interesting distinction.
Then it moves into those toppers and effects, adding the polish, the interest.
Okay, tell me more about these toppers. What does that mean in practice?
So toppers, yeah, think about things like subtle layers of white noise just for texture. Or maybe reverse reverb swells building into a chorus, or side chain rhythmic delays that kind of pulse with the track. They're often those little sonic details that really separate a professional mix from an amateur one.
Gotcha. The secret sauce? Kind of?
Kind of. And crucially, it covers working with DAWs digital audio workstations. It explains features that are common across all the major ones, which means you don't need specific gear. The principles apply no matter what software you use.
That's important. No prerequisites.
Right. And finally, production workflows, linear workflow, loop-based workflow, and this thing they call the highly effective reference track workflow.
Okay, that reference track workflow sounds really useful. What does that actually look like for someone trying to get their tracks sounding pro?
Well, what's cool about their approach is it teaches you how to really listen to commercial hits. Analyze their sound, the transients, the stereo width, the frequency balance, and then it gives you a systematic way to apply those learnings to your own music.
So, like reverse engineering a pro sound.
Exactly. It's like reverse engineering, but with a clear process guiding you to get similar results in your own work. It's a strategic way to check your quality and match your artistic vision.
Nice. And beyond the core lessons, there are practical tools too, right? Downloadable files.
Yeah, downloadable source files. You can pull them right into your own DAW. That means you can actually follow along hands-on, experiment, really dig in and see how things are built.
That hands-on part is huge for learning this stuff.
Totally. And then there are the bonuses. They mention over $300 in free bonuses. These aren't just fluff either. More interviews with producers like Gianpaolo Pasquale talking about online production, Corey Lawson giving tips for working with local artists.
Real-world insights.
Yeah, and stuff like top 10 AI music production tools showing how AI is genuinely changing things in music now.
Oh, interesting. Keeping it current.
Definitely. Plus, practical lists like top 10 DAW functions you need to know and top 10 DAW shortcuts. These things can save you so much time.
Absolutely. Workflow accelerators.
Right. Yeah. So the bonuses add real practical value, cutting-edge info, and time savers.
Okay, now, there's a pretty bold claim in the materials we looked at. It suggests you can confidently produce world-class, radio-ready music in just 7 days. 7 days. That sounds ambitious.
It is ambitious, no doubt.
How do they back that up? Especially for someone maybe feeling stuck or coming from an intermediate place.
Well, I think the 7-day thing, while bold, points towards the intensity and the structure, the modular approach, the hands-on files. It suggests a method focused on applying knowledge fast, not just absorbing theory for weeks.
Okay, rapid application.
Yeah. And look, they do have a solid track record. Pro Audio EXP apparently has over 200,000 satisfied musicians and songwriters globally using their programs. They've put out over 70 training courses, got over 12 million YouTube views, so they're established.
That's a significant user base.
And the testimonials are pretty powerful. You've got Nathan East, the bassist for Eric Clapton, Sting, Grammy winner.
Wow.
He says, these videos are a must. David makes complex concepts fun to learn.
High praise from a legend.
Then Thomas Dolby, synth pioneer, 5-time Grammy nominee, says, David's videos are the best I've seen. Clear and concise and essential viewing.
Okay, strong endorsements.
And maybe the most relatable one, Larry Crowder just said, went to a 2-year audio college and learned only 1% of this in the years I was there.
Whoa. That really hits home, doesn't it?
It does. It speaks to getting tangible results and potentially much faster than, say, a traditional college route.
Right. So we've covered the course, the instructors, the practical approach. Now let's get to this unique opportunity, because this is why this deep dive is so timely. Normally, the Ultimate Music Production School lists for $497, almost $500.
Right. But here's the kicker. Even on Pro Audio EXP's own website, they show an introductory pricing of $297. Still a decent chunk of change.
Okay.
But right now, on audio plug-in deals, it's available for just $59.
$59. Seriously.
$59. That's what, 89% off the list price?
That's insane.
Yep.
From $497 down to $59.
It's genuinely remarkable, especially when you see their own discounted price is $297. It makes this $59 deal seem, well, unprecedented, probably the lowest it's ever been.
Wow.
It's a really rare chance to get these pro insights for, less than the cost of a lot of single plugins.
Exactly. Think about that. Getting this level of training, the sources even contrast it with like a $60,000 2-year course at a big music school like Berkeley or Full Sail.
Yeah, the comparison is stark.
And you're getting access to potentially similar professional insights for, the price of an average microphone or plug-in.
It's a massive opportunity to level up your skills without that huge financial barrier.
A huge potential breakthrough waiting to happen for someone.
But, and this is crucial, the urgency. The deal website is clear. It ends in 8 days.
Okay, so limited time is key here.
Very limited time. It's a chance to, as they say, revolutionize your music creation, but you have to act fast to get that $59 price.
And if someone's still hesitant, is there any risk?
Apparently not. The sources mention a 100% unconditional money-back guarantee, or sometimes phrased as a 30-day guarantee. Either way, it seems risk-free.
So you can try it out, see if it clicks, and get your money back if not.
Exactly. Makes the decision pretty easy, doesn't it?
It really does. You're basically, a few clicks away.
The bottom line is, there's an opportunity right now to get professional music production training, guided by real industry veterans with incredible credits, through a structured, practical course designed to get you results, all at an exceptionally low price that probably won't last long. It's about finding that clear path you've been looking for.
Maybe a final thought to leave you with. Just imagine, what could your music really sound like? What creative doors would open up if you had these insights, this structured guidance from pros who've done it at the highest level? Imagine that feeling of finally nailing the production, getting that truly radio-ready sound you've been chasing. What would that mean for you?